Have you ever reached a point in your life where you were just done? Done fighting. Done trying to control everything. Done pretending you were strong enough to hold it all together. Maybe you've whispered to yourself, God, I can't do this anymore. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly the place where surrender begins. Because here's the truth, the moment you stop wrestling, the moment you lay it all down, is the very moment God can finally step in and show you what He's been waiting to do all along. Think about this. Imagine you're carrying a heavy backpack. At first, it doesn't feel so bad. You think, I've got this. But as the miles stretch on, your shoulders ache, your knees wobble, and your strength fades. Life feels like that backpack. We carry the weight of our failures, the fear of tomorrow, the pressure to prove ourselves, the guilt of mistakes we can't erase. And here's what's wild. So many of us are walking through life trying to manage it all when Jesus has been standing beside us the whole time, whispering, "Come to me, give it to me, I will carry it for you." In the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Now think about that. Jesus isn't calling the strong. He's not calling the perfect. He's calling the weary, the broken, the ones who feel like they've already lost the fight. So what happens when you actually surrender to God? First, you let go of control. And that's terrifying. Because if you're honest, control has been your safety net. You've been clinging to plans, timelines, and expectations. But when you surrender, you stop saying, God, here's my plan, please bless it. And you start saying, God, I trust your plan even when I can't see it. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." Second, when you surrender, you exchange your weakness for God's strength, your anxiety for His peace, your striving for His grace, your brokenness for His healing. Think about the Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus Himself, God in the flesh, fell on His face and prayed, "Not my will, but yours be done." That moment of surrender unlocked the greatest victory the world has ever known. When you surrender, you are stepping into the same flow of obedience and trust that Jesus walked in. And on the other side of that surrender, resurrection always waits. Here's the powerful revelation. Surrender is not losing. Surrender is winning in the kingdom of God. Because the very things you think you're giving up, control, pride, fear, plans, those are the things that have been chaining you down all along. And the moment you release them, you don't fall into emptiness, you fall into God's arms. When you truly surrender, you begin to experience a peace that doesn't make sense, a freedom that feels lighter than anything you've ever known, a strength that carries you even when circumstances don't change right away. Listen to what it says in the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31. "But those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." That's the promise. Not that life suddenly becomes easy. Not that you'll never face battles, but that when you surrender, you'll never fight alone again. So let me ask you, what are you holding on to right now? Is it the relationship you know you can't fix? Is it the financial burden that keeps you up at night? Is it the shame of something in your past that you can't seem to outrun? Or maybe it's the dream you've been clinging to so tightly that you haven't even asked God what He wants to do with it. Whatever it is, you don't have to carry it anymore. God is inviting you to lay it down. And here's the beauty of surrender. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the right words. It simply starts with an open heart that whispers, God, I give this to you. I trust you more than I trust myself. That's when chains start to break. That's when peace begins to rise. That's when you realize you were never created to carry the weight of the world. You were created to walk in step with the one who already carried the cross for you. So today, I want you to take one step. Maybe it's praying a simple prayer of surrender. Maybe it's letting go of bitterness you've been holding. Maybe it's finally saying, God, I don't know what tomorrow looks like, but I trust you with it. And watch what happens. Watch how His presence fills the places where fear once lived. Watch how His strength upholds you when you feel weak. Watch how surrender turns into freedom. Because when you truly surrender to God, you don't lose anything that was ever meant to stay. You gain everything you could never earn on your own. So lift your hands. open your heart, and let this be the day you stop fighting for control and start walking in freedom. Because the moment you surrender is the moment you really begin to live. Thanks for watching.